Again, thanks everybody for coming. On the agenda today, we're going to do some intros. I do have an icebreaker. Again, if Sandstorm doesn't get you fired up, hopefully this will get your fingers going as well. We will be running a couple polls today. So after the icebreaker, I'll be passing it over to Zoe for a poll. We'll also be doing a little history on Cork, how we came about. Then we'll do the poll winners. So those of you who want to participate, there will be some winners within the poll. I'll actually be obviously doing what we're all here for, a demo on the CIA or the Cyber Insurance Analyzer. We'll have some Q&A at the end, and then we will have a closing poll as well. So yeah, without further ado, my name's Andrew Moore. I'm the CRO of Cork. Um, I've actually been in the channel for 11 years. Been all over it. Been a pack safe for a couple years. Was a part of Autotask and Datto. And then for those of you who have been in the channel for a long time, how I cut my teeth was a company that was a file sync and share called Anchor back in the day. Couldn't be more excited to be here with y'all today. And my co-host Zoe, I'll pass it over to her to intro herself.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Andrew. We're super excited to be here talking with you all today about the cyber insurance analyzer. We got a really cool story behind it and kind of why we created it. So we'll get into that. But I'm Zoe. I'm our partner success manager here at Cork. My favorite thing is working with all of our partners and just getting to know you all really on a personal and professional level. So I look forward to the opportunity to potentially work with some of you on this call in the future.
So Zoe, I know you're in California, and obviously you like to rub the weather in our face all the time for those of us who are not in California. But we are in full swing. It is spring. I'm really getting jacked up for baseball season. So the icebreaker that I have for everybody today, and for you, Zoe, but everybody in the chat, if you'd like to participate, what is your favorite baseball park food or snack? So Zoe, over to you, please.
Yeah, I have a huge sweet tooth, so I'm a sucker for like those ice cream sundaes that come in the little baseball helmet, and just loaded up with like all the toppings. So hot fudge, sprinkles, whipped cream, give it all to me. Or the other thing, I don't know if every stadium has this, but I love Dippin' Dots. But my husband makes fun of me because he says you're paying full price for like air, basically, because it's just frozen little balls of ice cream with air in the middle of them. So, but
I am
any
a
excuse to
fan.
have them.
I am a fan of Dippin' Dots myself, so I can't blame you that much. Um, cool. So if you want to go ahead and run the first poll, we'll get started with that.
Yeah, so just so, yeah, a little background on the poll is we're obviously running a live demo of the cyber insurance policy today. So if you have one available, whether it's for one of your clients and you have that ready and available to share, click yes, and then we can give you the opportunity to have that analyzed here live on the call. And we'll choose some winners behind the scenes.
A disclaimer as well, we don't save any of the policy information. We can delete it right away. Our suppressor also doesn't save any of the information, so you don't have to worry about client information being saved if you do want to participate. But if you want to jump over to the next slide, Zoe, I'll give a little history on Cork. Um, so Cork, we've actually been around for a little over 2 years. Some of you may know us as the warranty company. We still do offer warranty. We still have that piece available to all of our partners. But we have gone a little bit of a different direction because our partners were asking a lot more from our platform. So we do offer a risk insights platform that does help with compliancy. Uh, Essentially, we want to be the source of truth for all of our partners. And I think Zoe, something that she brings up to all of our partners is our platform is partner built on partner feedback. So we obviously have over 200 active MSPs. We have just under 1 million devices monitored today. I think on the biggest portion is throughout the channel, throughout the community, the vibe is warranties don't pay out, and we've denied zero. So I think that's a huge factor for us is that we do want to pay out when you all are deploying your tools correctly. But obviously we want to be visibility for all of our partners, which has been a really interesting ride because our team from the engineering side has been really agile and really fast on implementing new integrations, as you'll see at the end of this. But we also want to provide financial continuity. Typically, partners want a differentiator. They want something different. How do I differentiate myself from the other MSP down the road? Financial protection is something that's new in the space, and we want to be able to have that available to you, which obviously just generates a new revenue stream, right? And so we want to be able to help with those pieces. The cool thing about this product is that it's not a one size fits all from Cork's perspective. Is you can obviously utilize the cyber insurance analyzer. You can utilize our monitoring tool. You can utilize our warranty. We're not a one size fits all. So I think that's the really important part. Um, just a little bit of more background on us is you'll probably see some familiar faces. We're back and created from Austin McCord, big name in data. Obviously, he's making some splashes with Slide. Our fearless leader, Dan Candy, he's obviously on here, hopefully. If you do see him out there on the road, because he is a road warrior, just expect a hug because it's coming. He doesn't do handshakes, he's a hugger. And I already kind of highlighted Marcus, but he's the director of our engineering team, and I do hopefully he doesn't hear this, but I do test all of our partners to test him to see how quickly he can get these integrations out. And they are an immaculate team. Like I said, I've been in the channel for 11 years, have yet to see anybody pump out integrations like they've done. We obviously have some pretty cool advisors on here with Chris Day from ScalePad, and then obviously the infamous Jay McBain, which I think is really cool because he doesn't tie his name to everybody, right? And obviously he sees the impact that we have for our partner base. Um, and so I think that's really important to highlight some of these people that are on here. So enough about us. What I'll do is pass it over to Zoe so she can give the actual winners. And then she'll give a little history of how this tool from the CIA perspective came about. So Zoe, over to you.
Yeah, so we are working in the background running the results of the poll, but if you did say yes and you want to have a chance to have your um, policy analyzed live here on the webinar, go ahead and drop that in the chat, or if you don't feel comfortable with that, I can give you my email real quick, and it's just my first name, Zoe at corkinc.com. You can send it over there, and then we will have that. So again, it's just my first name, Zoe at corkinc.com. So send it there. And then, sorry, don't put it in the chat. I just realized that's probably not the best idea, but send it to my email and we'll take a look and gather the winners. But in the meantime, before I get into that more, did you want to go through a little bit about more on Cork, or we want to jump into the policy?
Let's go ahead and go into what the history of the policy. I think I think that's why we're all here, right? I think I gave a little history and got a little window. I always get a little excited when we talk about Cork. So let's talk about that piece. I think why this came about is important. So yeah, I think we should highlight that piece of it. So I'll pass it over to you. We can skip this portion.
All right. So yeah, a little background. So this cyber insurance analyzer is an incredible tool that our team has built here, here at Cork. And it does basically exactly what it says it does. It analyzes cyber insurance policies, but the amazing part is it analyzes that policy in less than 3 minutes. So the way this tool came about, honestly, this was something that I used to do for our partners. I would have them send in their cyber insurance policies. I would analyze them. It was a very tedious task and something that took a lot of time, as I'm sure if it did for me, for other MSPs that are doing this for their clients currently. So last November, I went on maternity leave. And as my team kind of took over a lot of my tasks, this being one of them, they said, hey, this is really time consuming. Maybe there's a way we can simplify this and maybe turn it into an automation. So our team, our incredible engineering team, built an agentic AI tool to analyze these policies. So now you drag and drop your policy in, less than 3 minutes, you're going to have an analysis of that policy showing you risks, gaps in the policy, just basic information like deductible, what's covered, but more importantly, what's not covered. And that was something that our partners were always looking for when we ran these analysis for them is what's missing in this policy, because you take these really dense 60, 70 plus page policies, and it's very difficult to understand the hidden risks within them. So that's what we're looking for, and really highlighting any areas that we might say, hey, there's a really low sublimit here, or funds transfer fraud is not covered at all. More and more these days, clients are coming to their MSPs for help with this. And so we want to be able to help simplify those conversations and help you help your clients. All right, so we are just working on getting that policy over. Give me 1 second. The other thing I wanted to share too was, we've heard a few statistics lately is that a lot of small medium businesses, I think the statistic I read said that 80% of these small businesses that have suffered a cyber attack, there wasn't that cyber attack wasn't fully covered by their policy. And a lot of that stems from these they're not fully understanding what is and what is not covered within that policy, right? And so there's a lot of exclusions with insurance policies. A lot of times if you don't have like adequate security controls in place, or you fail to follow like compliance expectations, they reserve the right to deny that coverage. And that's where a lot of the tricks come in. And that's what we're trying to help avoid for you. So, all right, let me just grab that policy.
I was able to grab them, Zoe.
Oh, good. Okay. Then I will pass it over to you to run the live demo.
Cool. So can everyone see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Yes. All right. So this is our Cork dashboard, but I just want to jump directly into it so y'all can see exactly what it is live and just see what the time savings really that comes with this tool. That's essentially why we wanted to do this live for y'all is we didn't want to have it pre-populated. So it's just like instant feedback, right? So the analyzer is right in here. Obviously, you can see it's highlighted cyber insurance analyzer. But let me go in. As you can see, nothing's populated here. I was able to get two policies. Let me go ahead and drag one here. So there's one. Here's the other. Give me 1 second. So as I always said, it could take up to a couple minutes. We've seen them take a couple seconds. The variance that we've seen as far as length of these, they varied from anywhere from like 20 pages all the way up to 90. And then the other cool thing is if your customers do have where it's a combination of their home, their car plus cyber, essentially what'll happen is our tool will sift through the non-relevant coverage and only analyze what should be covered through and what should be analyzed through cyber. So any questions so far while this is actually going through the analyzation? Just checking the poll or the chat real quick.
The chat was accidentally disabled, but we fixed that now. So if anyone has comments, or you can also use the Q&A button, but the chat should be working now. Sorry about that, everyone.
And Zoe, do we have any like questions that came in after we enabled it? I can't see it, so.
No, not currently. But I'll just add on kind of what you were just saying is that a lot of the times when I was analyzing these policies, that's something really common we saw was it's referred to as like a rider policy, right? So it's just kind of a tag along to maybe their general business liability insurance, but oftentimes that cyber liability rider is very low. So that's kind of something that we're looking out for too. It's definitely not adequate coverage.
So we were able to populate one, so we'll go ahead and see what the results were. What you'll notice is that all the analyzer will always populate out are the terms up here or the actual policy up here, the executive summary, the coverage summary, We find what our partners are finding the most important is obviously the risk factors, kind of what Zoe was talking about, right? The gotchas. Because what we typically hear from the end users is, hey, they have $2 million of liability. But what does that $2 million really cover? Or more importantly, what doesn't it cover? Essentially, that's where these parts are going to help with determining and sifting through that. What's also nice is that we also have the ability to tell your customers where Cork can supplement from a warranty perspective. Now, obviously, with you all not being brokers, this is just really nice to have to be able to download this analysis and then give to your customer, right? So pretty straightforward. The other one's already done. So as you'll see, it's very similar as far as how the reports printed out or populated, and the same type of thing. So again, it's very, very straightforward, but what we wanted to do is we wanted to give you all the easy button as far as the perspective of, we know that this takes a lot of time. We ask a lot of partners, hey, from that perspective, if a customer comes to you and says, is my policy good or not? Do you look at it? We always ask our partners, how long are you actually spending on those? And the answers obviously vary the same as the policies, but it's been anywhere from 2 hours up to 3 days. And so that's where, as you can see, even if we're giving you, typically with MSPs, y'all count your minutes. And so if we're able to give you hours upon hours back from this perspective, um, we find that as a great value add to our partner base. Um, any questions on the policy analyzer before I move on from that perspective? Again, it's a pretty straightforward tool. We wanted to make it easy. Dan likes to talk about the easy button that we provide, and obviously you can see that's what it is. Anybody can use this, as long as you can drag and drop. And yes, I've been in the channel for a long time, but I'm not the most technical person at all. And so like I've obviously you can tell I can use the tool. So um, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pass it over back to Zoe. We're going to run one more poll, because I know we only did two as far as an analysis. So we'll drop one more poll in here for anybody else that does want to have their policy analyzed, run through what Core can deliver from um, the actual perspective of um, monitoring in our inside out platform that we actually deliver to our partners, or if you have any questions on the monitoring side or the warranty side, where we can help from the financial protection, just let us know. We're here to help. Again, we wanted to make it short and sweet and obviously hammer home that this is a very easy tool. But again, we can't thank you all enough for actually attending this time. I know that y'all are busy and doing a lot of things, putting out a lot of fires, spinning a lot of plates. And we really appreciate taking out the time of your day to see what we're delivering to our partners. Um,
Yeah, I just want to say this poll is if you maybe didn't have a policy available today on the call, but you're still interested in seeing how the tool works and getting your policy actually analyzed for free, then definitely click yes, and we will take care of that for you. We'll reach out to you and get a short little demo scheduled with you. And then while we're doing that too, Maura, we did have a couple questions come in the chat, so I wanted to bring those up. And if anyone else has questions, now's the time. Throw them in the chat, raise your hand, whatever the case may be, or throw it in the Q&A, and we want to make sure we answer all of these for you. So the first one, Maura, I know we did throw a couple PDFs in the chat here for you, but just to talk about this so everyone can hear, someone asked, how many payouts has Cork had to issue so far? So we know you said 0 claims denied, but have you actually helped cover anyone that has had an event?
yeah, so we've done 4 to date. Um, and they've all been those similar attacks where it's an ACH type of transfer where it was infiltrated through supply chain. They would ask for a payment, and then that customer would do a payment, not noticing that the actual numbers were a little bit different. So for us, that's where we understand from our monitoring perspective, and that's where we put our money where our mouth is, where we say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Partner, we understand that you typically bring the best of breed products. As long as those are checking in and they're doing their things correctly, there's obviously other ways around that. we want to be able to protect you from that perspective. And so, yes, we've paid out. Dan probably doesn't want to hear me say this, but we want to continue to pay it out for those things when they are correct, right? We don't want to shy away from that because I said it at the beginning that the mantra for warranty within the channel is typically it doesn't pay out, right? And that's the thing that we don't want to actually have that brand awareness of Cork doesn't pay out, especially with us being somewhat of a warranty company. Um, we also we can send out we literally just did last month a webinar with all the payouts that we did just before that fourth one came out a few weeks ago, but or a few days ago. Um, so yes, we've paid out and still happily pay out and will pay out every time when things are deployed correctly. Absolutely. Great question.
Okay, another question, Letson, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Letson Jackson said, if we don't have an insurance policy, are you offering coverage?
Absolutely. That's another great question. So people look at this in two different ways. They look at it as supplemental gap coverage. So if your customers do have cyber insurance and they want to maybe mitigate their out-of-pocket expenses because Cork takes care of deductibles and other things that maybe aren't covered from the insurance policy perspective. But those customers who can't get cyber insurance also leverage Cork as that financial protection. So yeah, you don't have to have cyber insurance for us to give you a warranty coverage. Absolutely.
All right. And then someone, Mark Searles, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, also asked about pricing.
Yeah, so we do it on an endpoint pricing. We can send out a deck to everybody, but typically the way it works is we charge for our monitoring. So I'll just show you all. So we can monitor every client and the tools, some of the tools that they're using from a security perspective. The integrations from the how many things you're monitoring aren't viewed that way, but from list price, if you have one endpoint, it's $1 per endpoint and obviously goes down from scale from there. And then we offered two different warranty coverages. One would be a $100,000 in coverage, which is $3 an endpoint, or up to $500,000 in coverage, which would start out at $7 an endpoint. So that dollar, $3, and $7 I just rattled off. Again, we can send everybody a deck with pricing. We can run you through all this stuff as well. But that's all list price. Again, if you had one and one customer that was looking to have a warranty, right? So um, hopefully that answers your question.
The other thing I wanted to point out is we also partner with DataStream. So if you're looking to use either the warranty as like supplemental coverage, but also want to have that insurance option for your clients, is we do offer instant insurance quotes through our partnership with DataStream. So any client within the Cork platform, like Maura is going to show here, you basically just answer a quick question on the industry they're in, and we'll immediately show you what the expected premium might look like, and then the savings that you could possibly see with the Cork warranty. So those savings typically range from like 30 to 35%. And what we're doing there is leveraging the fact that a Cork warranty covers the deductible on an insurance policy. So Cork has no deductible, but we cover the deductible payment on insurance. So we're looking at policies that take a really high deductible, which in turn lowers the premium, knowing that Cork is going to cover that. So that's how we get those savings. From here, you can continue on, go to the DataStream website and actually get a look at like real policies and quotes. But here, the instant quote aspect is a really amazing feature as well. And then I'm seeing a couple questions if we offer the policy tool as a standalone. No, that's not currently an option.
Yeah, it's just an added tool that we have for our partner base to utilize that. Again, it was a time suck for Zoe and for our partners, so we just kind of came up with the tool out of necessity. And Dan's a giver, so he likes to give everything away, and so that's why we just threw this in and we don't monetize the actual tool.
A couple questions on if we offer coverage to international MSPs. Right now, it is just the warranty is just available to US and Canada. If you're interested in like the monitoring aspect of the platform and what we're looking at with our active risk insights, that's available internationally. You just wouldn't be able to apply the warranty to your clients outside of Canada in US.
And for those Canadian partners, there is a disclaimer because there are some provinces that we can't serve. So,
Yes,
um,
it's
but
important. Okay, one other question I see. What happens if I have security tools that I don't see on the list on your site?
great question. That's where we would say there's a couple ways around that. So you could traditionally, like you would for a normal like insurance policy, attest to having that product. But what I usually, again, like I said at the very beginning, is our engineering team is something like you've never seen before. And so to give you a live example, we had a partner that uses RMM Barracuda, Barracuda RMM. They use Fin Security for SAT. And as you can tell, we don't have those integrations on our website either. They had those conversations on Monday, and we got both of those done already now. So there's a couple ways around that, but usually our team is so agile that they can get it in pretty fast for you. Um, so great question, but I usually do say like, hey, if you give us a week or so, we can probably have that done in lesser time than that. But um, our team pumps out because we have now 74, I believe 75 integrations. So that website is even still a little out of date because it's just for our team to actually keep up on the website side, can't keep up with our engineering side because they're cranking out tools and features again, like I've never seen at any of the vendors or distributors that I've ever worked at before. But
Yeah.
very good question.
Yeah, when I said earlier our incredible engineering team, I meant it. They, like Maura said, they crank things out like you wouldn't believe. But they're working really hard behind the scenes to build this platform based on what our partners are looking for. So, all
I
right,
know we have 1 minute left, so is that all the questions?
that was all the questions I saw. Oh, will you be offering this service via PAX 8?
Great question. We are trying. They're very interested in having Cork on their line card. Obviously, with my history at PAX 8, I know them very well. And what's cool is that we have a nice advantage because they don't offer anything like us on their cards. So we theoretically move up in their queue because they are looking for different vendors to make their line card different. So we are in talks with them today. As of right now, we are not offered through their line card today. But great question.
All right. So I just dropped in the chat a link to our website with a little bit more information on the policy analyzer. From that page, you can also book a demo if you want to learn a little bit more about Cork and our services, just see what that could look like for you. Any other questions though, don't ever hesitate to reach out. Like I said, my email, it's just my first name at corkinc.com, and you can always reach any of us on the website as well.
Thank
So
you, thank you, thank you for attending. Again, we're here to help in any way, so please let us know. And on the PAX 8 thing, if you're going to be at Beyond, you're going to see Cork everywhere over there. So let us know if we can help in any way while we're there. And I'm in Denver, so uh, please come to our backyard and hang out and let us know we can enjoy the sunshine together. So.
all right.